Yeah, so I'm particularly excited to present the Diversity Enhancement Plan for the Department of Chemistry. I think a little bit to Dominique and Christine's point, the Department of Chemistry also wanted to have a structure in place so that we can assess and evaluate what are the benefits of our Diversity Enhancement Plan and are they actually coming to fruition in terms of what we intended them to be able to do in terms of increasing the diversity, equity, and inclusion in our department. And one of the ways that we thought, at least as providing a structure and accountability for our diversity enhancement plan, is the creation of a diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. And so this is going to be a broad-based committee in the department that is going to be composed of faculty, staff, postdocs, graduate students, and undergraduate students. And the role of the committee is to advise the head, the DGP, the DUP, and the department as a whole on a range of issues related to diversity, equity, and inclusivity. And we believe that by having an annual committee report, that's potentially one of the ways that we'll be able to disseminate some of the activities that the committee is following through on that will be promoting our diversity enhancement plan. And so perhaps that's, says my internet connection is unstable, of course. That's one of the ways that we're going to be disseminating some of the information to the broader community. The community will be focused on implementing this diversity enhancement plan because it's really a living document. We anticipate it changing over the course of the next several years as what we are doing evolves from the initial steps into the longer term steps. So generally, this committee will be focused on faculty composition and hiring plans. Since it will be a larger committee, perhaps 15 to 20 individuals from those different constituencies, we believe that we would be able to have representation, for example, on every single hiring committee. A member of this committee will be on hiring committees. We will have a member of this committee on the Departmental Recruiting Committee, the Departmental Admissions Committee, as members of the Graduate Curriculum and Undergraduate Curriculum Committees as well, to ensure that best practices are integrated into our teaching missions to provide an inclusive environment for all students. And we're going to have CYMER and NRMN training over this winter break. We probably would have had it sooner, except COVID has impacted that at this time. So we think that this committee will be providing the structure and the accountability for what we want to do, which are the concrete actions that are listed here. So for recruiting URM students, we're going to expand our efforts that we're doing right now to include recruiting booths at annual meetings at, for example, Nobuche and SACNAX. We'll direct fellowships to promote the recruitment of underrepresented minority students. And as DGP, I'll increase the regional departmental recruiting trips. I actually started a couple of these back in February, but that got shut down because of COVID. Part of those recruiting trips, we have done this in the past, and we're going to bring this back, is to have not just faculty seminars, but sending our senior students out to their alma maters to recruit on behalf of the department. We have found that that has been effective in the past. We're also going to, we did this last year, we're going to continue this, student peer mentors. So we create every year a diverse and inclusive and what we think is welcoming cohort of senior graduate students that will be assigned as peer mentors for our incoming graduate students to help, again, promote that sense of community that we are trying to aim for, not just in the Department of Chemistry, but what we have heard previously in earlier discussions. So if we can go to the next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Ah, there it is. And so one of the, nope, sorry, back one slide. One of the things that we're also going to do is we're going to revamp our Introduction to Graduate Studies class. That Introduction to Graduate Studies class will provide the initial professional development and training of our incoming students through a series of workshops. These workshops will include diversity and inclusion training, resume and CV building, LinkedIn networking, how to set up informational interviews with industry in the RTP, for example, career counseling, mentoring, and in particular, creating the annual review of individual development plans. And so the annual review of individual development plans will also come about from absconding a few of our graduate seminar program weekly meetings so that we can have those as a continuing aspect of our diversity enhancement plan. So we'll have incoming students start with this existing course that we're going to do a revamp with, but then use our graduate seminar program to update our Chem IDPs, individual development plans, that we're going to be using from the ACS website. And in the last slide, the next slide, additional activities that we're going to be working on are going to include a number of different sort of focal points for example, advisor selection in the first semester. What we have found from some of our data is that many of our URM students fail to find faculty advisors in a timely fashion. And so as DGP, I'll be meeting with all of the first year students as part of our Introduction to Graduate Studies class to ensure that each student is making the adequate progress needed in terms of finding an advisor selection. Connecting our underrepresented minority students with opportunities, both that are already present on campus, and I think Dean Harry's alluded to some of those resources that we have that people, especially our students, don't quite know about, but also ACS resources, American Chemical Society resources that are out there, and then having better representation amongst our commencement and seminar speakers, both providing our incoming and our continuing students with the opportunity to interact with our seminar speakers and commencement speakers in Q&A panels. So these are a few of the components of our diversity enhancement plan that we're looking forward to implementing over the next year or so.